Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have been tuning into this program for many, many years, and I must admit that this latest development has left me completely stunned and deeply heartbroken. The sheer shock of learning that Steffy Forrester and Carter Walton have engaged in a secret affair is almost too much to process. I am feeling a profound sense of disappointment right now, a heavy sadness that settles in my chest when I see characters I care about make such destructive choices. Steffy and Carter are two people who should absolutely know better. It feels so incredibly reckless and foolish. I just cannot wrap my head around why two smart, capable adults would throw everything away for a fleeting, selfish moment of passion. It makes my heart ache for the innocent people, especially their loyal partners, who are going to be caught in the devastating crossfire of this terrible decision. Do you ever just watch a scene and feel the urge to reach through the television screen to shake them before they ruin their entire lives? Let us take a moment to look at the harsh reality of the situation over at Forrester Creations. I am evaluating their current business standing, and honestly, it is a complete unmitigated disaster, even without this looming personal scandal. The legendary fashion house is already losing money, bleeding profits daily, and struggling desperately to bounce back from a terrible wave of negative press and harsh public criticism. The absolute last thing they need right now is an internal crisis of this catastrophic magnitude. We are talking about the co-CEO of the company and the chief operating officer, who also happens to be their trusted legal counsel, engaging in a highly inappropriate office romance. The sheer irresponsibility of it boggles my mind and makes me question their professional competence. How could they not see that their selfish actions could completely bankrupt the fashion empire that Eric Forrester spent his entire life building from the ground up? I feel compelled to spend a moment talking about Carter Walton and his deeply frustrating role in all of this. For years, I have always viewed Carter as the moral center of that building, the calm voice of reason when everyone else was losing their minds in petty squabbles. My heart truly sinks when I think about how far he has fallen from grace. He is the one frantically warning Steffy that they must keep this affair completely under wraps, terrified of his own life and relationships falling apart. He is desperately trying to put the genie back in the bottle, but I cannot help but feel a deep sense of anger toward him. He knows the legal ramifications and the public relations nightmare this will cause better than anyone else in that building. Why would a man who prides himself on integrity, a man who has officiated so many beautiful weddings, allow himself to cross this sacred line? It is a tragic character flaw that I fear will ultimately cost him his career, his reputation, and his self-respect. Then we have Steffy Forrester Finnegan, a woman who never seems to learn from her past mistakes. I have watched Steffy grow up on this screen, and while I have always admired her fierce independence and business acumen, her endless capacity for self-sabotage is truly exhausting to witness. Just when she finally has a stable, loving home and a devoted husband, she decides to blow it all up into a million pieces. I feel so much sorrow for her because she seems fundamentally incapable of just accepting happiness and living a peaceful life. Engaging in this secret office romance is not just a foolish mistake. It is a profound betrayal of her own family values and the vows she took. She is sitting in the executive chair, making high-stakes decisions that affect hundreds of hardworking employees, yet she cannot even manage her own dangerous impulses. I constantly find myself asking what it is inside Steffy's soul that continually drives her to seek out chaos and destruction when she already has a wonderful, fulfilling life waiting for her at home. I am looking ahead to the coming weeks, and I can confidently predict that this explosive secret will not stay buried for long. In all my years of watching these prominent families navigate their dramatic lives, I have learned one absolute, undeniable truth. Secrets whispered in the Forrester executive office always echo loudly into the public hallways. Carter might firmly believe that no one else needs to know about their burning office passion, but the walls in that building are entirely made of glass. Someone is going to overhear a hushed, desperate conversation, or someone is going to walk through that heavy office door at the exact wrong moment. The anxiety I feel just waiting for the other shoe to drop is immense and uncomfortable. It is exactly like watching a runaway train slowly derailing off the tracks, and we are all completely powerless to stop the inevitable fiery crash that is about to happen. Now we must discuss the most terrifying rumor currently floating around, the highly probable possibility of an unexpected pregnancy. My stomach absolutely churned with dread when I heard this devastating piece of news. If Steffi ends up pregnant, this situation immediately escalates from being a messy, regrettable office fling to a permanent, life-altering catastrophe. I am dreading the exhausting thought of another grueling, tear-filled paternity storyline. Will she try to sneak around the hospital corridors and secure a secret DNA test to determine if the father is Finn or Carter? The sheer, suffocating panic she must be experiencing right now has to be completely overwhelming. But let me ask you this important question. Do you really honestly think a secret DNA test at a busy Los Angeles hospital will actually stay a secret? We all know how easily those sensitive medical records get altered, misplaced, or discovered by the absolute worst person possible. My heart absolutely breaks into a million pieces for John Finnegan in the midst of this impending disaster. I have grown so incredibly fond of Finn. He is a genuinely good, devoted, and compassionate husband who loves Steffi with every ounce of his being. The agonizing thought of him eventually finding out that his beloved wife has been intimate with Carter behind his back brings real tears to my eyes. I am so deeply worried about how this profound betrayal will destroy his gentle spirit. He has bravely stood by Steffi through so much horrific trauma, so much physical danger, and this is how his unwavering loyalty is repaid. If that innocent baby turns out to be Carter's child instead of Finn's, I genuinely do not know if their fragile marriage can possibly survive the fallout. How much heartbreaking betrayal is one good man supposed to endure before he finally packs his bags and walks away for good? The potential fallout of this disaster extends far beyond the quiet walls of their beautiful cliff house. Let us carefully evaluate the immense, looming threat posed by the ruthless Bill Spencer. I have been watching Bill operate for a very long time, and I know exactly how his cunning, strategic mind works. If Bill gets even a tiny, vague hint of this monumental scandal, I predict he will aggressively use the full, unstoppable power of Spencer Publications to blast the story across every front page and digital screen in the world. He will view this tragedy as the perfect, golden opportunity to help the Logan family completely obliterate their struggling Forrester competitors once and for all. I can already picture the smug, victorious, arrogant grin on Bill's face as he gleefully approves the devastating headlines. The sickening thought of Steffi's deepest, most personal shame being weaponized as a corporate tool is deeply unsettling and frankly disgusting to me. But believe it or not, Bill Spencer is not even the most dangerous variable in this terrifying equation. That dark title belongs exclusively to Sheila Carter. A cold, terrifying shiver goes down my spine just thinking about what a psychopath like Sheila would do with this kind of explosive, life-ruining information. I am absolutely terrified that she will be the one to uncover the ugly truth about the affair. Sheila despises Steffi with a burning, unquenchable passion and has been desperately looking for any valid excuse to permanently remove her from Finn's life. If Sheila finds out about Steffi and Carter, she will not just leak it to a trashy, anonymous tabloid. She will meticulously orchestrate the revelation to cause the maximum amount of psychological torture and public humiliation. She will joyfully use this sin to prove to Finn that Steffi is a manipulative liar who is entirely unworthy of his pure love. The sheer, unadulterated malice Sheila is capable of inflicting makes me incredibly anxious for the safety and sanity of everyone involved. As we brace ourselves for the inevitable fallout, I am left with a heavy sense of anticipation and a lingering sadness for the innocence that is about to be lost. Dylan's desperate thirst for revenge against Elektra is a tragic reminder that holding on to hatred only ends up poisoning your own soul. I firmly believe that the Spencer family might win this temporary battle of the fashion lines, but the collateral damage to their personal relationships will be catastrophic. I cannot wait to see how this all unfolds, and I know we will be sitting here together, analyzing every tear and every betrayal as this incredible story reaches its boiling point.